Hello, and welcome to another DooM WAD Travelogue. I'm Nick, and this is a show where we set out to say that just because we're all stuck indoors doesn't mean we can't explore new and interesting spaces. We're just doing it in the form of community-built DooM WADs. Today, I'm having a bit of a late breakfast. I have my self-branded coffee mug. Disgusting. And I also have my breakfast. I remembered to get my food prop this time because I decided, hey, let's why did I take a bite in the middle of the sentence? That's on me. It's time to check out more Chex Quest because I was really psyched by when we played the first Chex Quest 1, I guess. So, okay. Sometimes we play these and it's like, hey, here's my level set, and it's like 7 maps, or it's a full 32 maps, or it's a whatever. Chex Quest is interesting because it was released as basically 3 separate products, discs, releases, whatever, but they were 5 levels each. So last time we played the first 5 levels, which was Chex Quest 1. So today we're going to pick up and just sort of see if we can get through 2 and 3, 5 levels each. And the one that we're playing is Chex Quest 3, which is a weird... Chex Quest... I have it at the... Where am I? I'm on the screen here, so it's kind of over here-ish. Chex Quest 2 was the sequel to Chex Quest, both of which came out, I guess, in cereal boxes, CDs and cereal boxes, back in 90s and 97. Chex Quest 8, Chex Quest 8, wow, imagine. Chex Quest 3 came out in 2008 by, I guess, the lead guy who originally worked on it, or Charles Jacobin, I believe, who was originally, he was involved in the original art director I saw. I don't know how much was above him in the project. But he kind of just went ahead and said, like, we planned on a 3. How about I go make a 3? And then 3, which is what you can go get, is all 3 bundled together as like 3 episodes. And that's what we're playing. And we finished 1 last time we touched this. And so I want to see 2 and 3 because I was so impressed with the sort of spaces that they depicted. They weren't necessarily like technically advanced, but they were very they put effort into the right kind of detailing to really make a space feel believable and readable. And so I'm kind of excited to see what they did after that, and they kept going. So I'm gonna keep munching on these because that is the decision I have made. We have a prop. I'm gonna go back to my where, and my where is here in my mouth. That's a different genre. And let's see about playing some Chex Quest. Helps if I click on the thing. Alright. Let's just go to new game. Yeah, so we did Rescue on Bazoik. Now it's time for Terror in Chex City. Right, and this is the part where I tell you that rules of the show, because we're here for the exploration and not for the challenge, I'm going to play on the easiest setting available, and if I really bash my head against something, I'm going to drop into God mode or no clip or whatever I have to see us through the end of the levels, rather than prove that I can beat something which is just maybe not fun and not why we're here. Oh right, we Zorch in this game. In this house we Zorch. Right, okay. Okay. Ah! So, okay, this kind of starts dangerous because we start with enemies approaching us. But they're not ranged. at all, so they kind of just wanted to store you, so you have plenty of time to react. All right, let's talk about this skybox. It's reminding me of something. It's like Blade Runner by way of Batman the Animated Series, Gotham by way of Animaniacs color saturation. You get what I'm sure there's like a more direct through line that you could take all that to, but those are my touchstones, and I don't know, that is hitting a part of my brain that I'm not even sure where it is, in a good way. But all right, we're in a dead end. We started with our back to a wall. That's always a weird narrative start. Again, it's going to be all custom textures because it has to be. Oh right, so it it comes with its own modified DooM fork because it does extra custom stuff, I believe is the simplified excuse, but that means so it does this when we look up and down. Oh, ooh, it's the stretchy looks. That being said, I love the perfect alignment of textures on the sidewalk. I like it a whole lot. Diner. Yo, diner. Spaceport. Okay, so we're at the spaceport, I guess. I wonder if we're gonna leave that way or if that's the way that we supposedly came in. Oh, hey. Nice window with our goal in it. You have to go down the dead end to see it, but hey, what's... Okay. Power lift. Ooh, wait, so we can't actually use this? Interesting, interesting. What does it say? Now drink Chex City. Population 9,016,000? Okay. Let's check out this diner. I've been thinking about diners. I dreamed about a diner the other night. Alright, I love the hanging plants. I'm trying to remember, wasn't fruit the health power-up? No, water's the health power-up. The fruit might be the like health kit. You know, healthy breakfast. Get torched. Please stop that. I'm not a fan of the noises you're making out here. It's coming right at me. Right, because when you zorch them, you send them back to their home dimension. That's not real words where there's a... Can we... Yes! Okay, was this the shotgun zorcher or... well, what key is it on? It's on 3, so it must be the shotgun zorcher. I like the, So when we're talking about DooM and the way that we're limited to, like, flat walls for tables and stuff like this, I feel the sort of school science lab full door counters are a pretty good excuse. I think that looks all right, even if having it like wall to wall like this isn't necessarily realistic. Oh, hey, whoa. Oh, you want to have a fight? Oh, he's a big 'em. It's okay, I got him. No, I just wanted to point out, like, you look at the thing like this, right? And you're like, oh, okay, those are grills over there, fine. The grills are people height because we don't crouch to go inside of it, so you're just standing upright, walking directly into the air duct. Which also, like, okay, for generally the like ratios of people, that means this room is twice the height of a person. Okay, if I was in a diner, is it twice my height? Maybe it's like 150, 175% my height, maybe. But then also actually these counters are maybe like kind of like chest height right up here. Just like if that's our height and that's more than halfway, so that's like higher than like waist height, belly button height. So listen, I notice these things. I gotta point them out. I got his Zortz's full. Could you? Okay. Boy, you really want to have found this thing, huh? Slime repellent. That's armor. Okay. Alright, blue door. Oh! Did you open this door? You did. Alright, here's our spaceport. Locked. Whoop! Okay. Alright, start with our blue key. Alright, blue key lowers this. Which if you rush, I'm gonna guess... Ooh, what is this? 4, 5, and rockets, okay. Oh, and then this is like the actual little launch pad. That's why there's only one up here. That's pretty good. I like that. That's, that makes sense enough. Here's another crate. Oh, yeah, I believe that's the... Okay, that's the chain gun. This is a shotgun. Alright, so they're just giving us all this stuff up front. Having played Chex Quest 1 recently, I can appreciate this because it's just like, let's just get you upgraded. I wonder how that would have played back in the day with like years between releases. See, here's the thing that gets me. Suggestion is stronger than detail, I think is maybe the way I want to phrase it, because this is maybe the simplest way of handling putting this level of detail is just you break the wall into sections, you give unique textures to each of those sections. So these are just flat walls, but now it's a wall with a whiteboard and with cabinets and the lockers over here and the bookshelves over here. None of these stick out. These are not individually modeled books. This is sort of the this is about as low tech as you can get because you're doing it in the you're kind of offloading all of the work from the level geometry to the texture work. But, you know, a room like this, it makes it suggesting those things are there. And doing it in such a way that you can maybe that's just my perspective, that, you know, coming from like the art background, illustration background rather, I look at it and go like, oh no, yeah, I could draw flat versions of 20 things in a room in the same time that I could model in the geometry one thing in a room, right? So like it makes it look low tech, and it makes it like, oh, you know, they're suggesting everything, but they're kind of it gives it that, like, you know, that cardboard town look where it's just like, oh, it's just the flat, it's just a suggestion of everything. But it makes everything so much more readable. You can tell exactly what it is they're trying to suggest this is in this room, and it I think that goes such a long way to actually making a good feeling room. Oh good, a Zorch pack. Alright, that's when we would normally get this. Oh hey, we're here. Ooh, that didn't quite work right. Ooh, hey buddy, your ceiling texture. I see what you did there. Your rendering didn't quite work. You know, I do want to check while we're here. This is DooM. Video display compatibility? Shortest texture, buggier stare, paint elementals. Actors are infinitely tall. Wall run. Oh right, wall running's a thing. There's a speedrun strat based on it. It only works going east to west and vice versa because of like the way that the engine checks vertical versus horizontal movement, or like the order it checks it in. Item drops, boom, door light, monsters, invisible, boom, interpolate, display, screen stretch, status bar, alternative, melt, fuzz effect. Maybe we're not actually gonna be able to do this. Gameplay? Double ammo, infinite ammo. Ooh. Degeneration. Alright, I guess we're just gonna have to be kind to an old game. Oh, this is this lift. Right, I grabbed the key, right? Yeah, can we... Oh, we can't go out this way anyway. Alright. This is the staircase that got us up here. Nice pathing. Again, thing to the thing to the thing, and then let you back out where is the thing that you needed the thing for. Man, I need some more stay awake juice. Okay, they canceled the tours to the planet that had the issue in the first chapter. Good. Do we think this is just the exit? Yes. And again, the levels are short. There was a secret we didn't find? Oh man. Levels are short. They sort of do their gimmick. They get in, out. They get in, out. I love my Chex. Just eat them up. Huh. Okay, but again, what is the sort of like story of this Chex civilization? I thought maybe the people were Chex? Is Chex still like a product? Did Chex win the cereal wars? Opening this weekend, Spaceship Potemkin. Isn't that interesting? Now we would call that hangry. Hey! I'm looking at signs here. I am not immune to propaganda. Alright. All right, we're going through the movie theater. Okay, so we started at another dead end, which doesn't even match what we came out of, but fine. All right, movie theater. Ooh. What? Who are you? Okay, concession stand. See, this is what I mean. Everything reads. Everything reads. I feel like the back wall is bland, but you know what it is. Okay, Theater 1 is blue, Theater 2 is red, Theater 3 is yellow. We got ourselves... Shark! Minnesota Jed? Okay. Wait, really? Wait. So this one? Okay. I'm guessing that's gonna open that door. You know the warehouse room that they have in every movie theater? I mean, like, to be fair, I imagine they do need, like, a back room to store, like, extra concession product. God, you remember going to the movies? It's September now. I kind of miss the movies, but there's rarely a movie that I want to go see. Oh, movie. Oh, I'm gonna have to Zort everybody in here, huh? Ooh, wait, that feels bad. Also, I do kind of like that this is following the, like, Doom 2 narrative of, like, you go to the place in space where folks have disappeared and you have to clear the place out to find out what happened, and then episode 2 you get back to Earth and it turns out while you were gone the same invasion happened here into your home planet and it's worse. Can I get y'all to funnel? I love this guy. This dude right here. It's Mario, right? Oh. You know, I've never taken the emergency exit out of a movie theater before. Individual Zort recharges. A single serving of Zorch. Oh, we're going yellow key next. Oh, I remember this window. I don't think we were able to see the key from down there, but I remember the window. We get our loop around. All right. Oh, what's in 3? Okay, fine. Y'all were having fun. I'm glad y'all had fun. End of statement. Ah, here's Zorchin fools. Hello. Why would you put stairs here? Wait, why would you put stairs here? Were there stairs in the other one? Can I walk into the potatoes, man? You can't just walk into the potatoes, man. Whoop. Right, here's our red. Going back through. Boy, it's dark in here. Okay. Ah. Ah. Yeah. Give it a second. Okay. Oh, now we're up here. Okay, good. Hungry? I like this Jumpman Jr. over here. This kid looks like Montana Max from Tiny Toons, but grown up and had an event that made him much more humble. Or not. Or maybe Chex is just the latest brand that he's bought, and he's running a goodwill campaign, so he has to dough-eye himself up for it a little bit. Chex Quest takes place in the expanded Tiny Toons universe, is what I'm saying here. Ah! I forgot about the automatic fork. Oh, so I guess the idea is we're up here and now we can just drop off and run back in and take on the third and final door. Oh no! Wait, why do they all have bubble heads? Are these the ones who shoot? Yes. Was everyone in here well and thoroughly zorched? Oh, see, but this one has no steps. That looks like an exit to me. No, those steps. This isn't like a... Steps mean something! Is there like a hidden switch you're supposed to shoot from the screen that I can't see because it's too dark? I would believe that. Alright, fine. That's a mystery for another day. And it's just a movie theater. I'm telling you, sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's all the level you need. Chex Museum. That is a beautiful piece. Oh, hello. Chex Museum of Art and History. Now that's some, like... some, like, Big Brother approved history kind of, Listen, I want to know, on accident, is Chex the bad guy here? Is this... Oh man, it's like the eyes follow you. The spoon follows you wherever you are in the room. Did they accidentally say that maybe Chex is the bad guy? in their Chex branded game. Oh, come on. Gonna Zorch. Ooh. I can see what they used the dev time on. Oh, that's... I do have to find a screenshot key just for this. You see screenshot. Screenshot. Sys request. No, it's this. Bah. Chex Dino? Chex Thinker. Man, Michelangelo's Chex. I take it back. I don't know how I feel anymore. Wait, is that supposed to be the... It's not Mondrian, is it? This the one big red one? Again, I'm glad they were having fun. And this, like, for being not that big or complex a space, this does read kind of, this reads enough like a museum. In like the traditional sense, right? Display rooms, pieces along the wall, big piece in the middle, and broken up into multiple sections of such arrangements. And it's like, yeah. Oh, that face. Okay, yellow key in front of the red door. What, did we see yellow key anywhere? Yes, all the way back. The way that they keep saying, like, they keep using Chex almost as like a corsage piece. Can we get Chex Punk to replace Steampunk? Should we? Hang on, it's me, the scientist who stops to ask, should we? You thought I didn't exist. Also, you didn't think this was science. I love a glowing breakfast. Whoop. Yeah. I want to know what's in the lit room first. Okay. Okay, so it's minor labyrinthian. I'm giving myself the burpees with my food props. I think this is where they stored the Chex of the Covenant at the end of, you know, that movie? Alright, secret health room. Now we're back here, and that's this whole area. So now we did get the red key. So now I feel like in an actual Doom level, in levels we have seen, backtracking through this area, on a harder level, you must be somebody who shoots, because you're just hanging out up there in this one. somewhere in entering or exiting the area where we got the red key, there would have been some sort of trigger which would open up more areas of the museum section to repopulate it with monsters and make refresh the backtracking in a sense. I thought that was just going to be the end. Okay, we got a garden. Got a hedge maze. This would be easier if the positive space and the negative space were colored differently. That woke some folks up. No, I'm good. I feel a mite bit claustrophobic in a hedge maze. I would like to get out of it. Then I believe this is just the exterior loop of the maze with the chicane in it, of course. Is there anything out here, or is this just like a hedge maze section? Alright, weapons out here for those to explore. Yeah, this is just sort of a fully enclosed hedge maze section right before the end, huh? Yeah, and that's the exit. Weird. Like, fine, but maybe weird. Is this level 4 or 5? This is 4. Okay, we start by yellow. Like, also, maybe I'm a little... not pedantic, at least not in this case, but, a bit particular, perhaps, about, I like when your level starts and ends have a you can sort of draw the clear narrative line between them. You can see it's like, this one ended at the switch for this gate and this one starts on the other side of said gate, or like you leave through a sewer pipe and you start on a beach by the outlet pipe, sort of up in the thing. Like I like it's ooh, did I just happen to pick the right one? I'm not saying you need to put a sewer level in between those, but I'm saying, you know, giving you sort of like the visual to be able to draw the line and sort of connect those dots for yourself. I am big into that, into creating like just like, because like, yes, levels are individual set pieces, whatever, strung together, but the idea of being able to connect the dots between them, especially when, so I'm going to talk about Mario World again. Hang on a second, because something like that I think can get away without it and have each level be its own little diorama, because you have the sort of overworld to connect those dots for you, like not just to show you the order that they're in, but like the overworld is an opportunity to sort of broadly illustrate your biome and to show that, like, yes, these two things are next to each other, and then the levels are, you know, it lets you abstract that, like, yes, there is a journey between these two areas that we're not showing in anything but the most abstracted sense of, like, one level to the next, the little pathway between them, and then each level is just like the, here is the notable section of your time in this zone, or it's like pick a show, pick like Last Airbender or something. Wow, you finally made it here. Wow. Pick like Last Airbender or something, and there's a, is this a key I even have? No, so I'm just standing in this just to talk. A show like that where you, like, their whole thing is a long journey, but you don't show every piece of the journey. Sometimes you don't even show like montages of the entire journey. What you show are, you focus on like the narrative beats. You focus on where this character development happened, where does interesting plot occur, and then you put that under the microscope and blow that up for the full viewing experience. And games are kind of the same way. Like that's the part where like open world games kind of fall down, right? Because it's I want to say something like Skyrim. I know people out there love a Skyrim. I'm not too hot on it because it's like so much of like there is something good to the idea of like picking a direction and going and exploring and discovering. But when what you discover is that, hey, there's just like a whole lot of mountainous paths between each of these things, then it's like, okay, then that's not novel. Like, if you're going to put the path there, the path also has to be novel. Otherwise, we could have abstracted these things, or we could have condensed the world. Like, in a weird way, like, what was that racing game? The Crew, where they said, hey, we made an entire US map, but it's sort of abbreviated and condensed. It's not one-to-one. And it's like, that's kind of the right way to do something like that, because it's if you're going to show the pathway between those two places, there was a bunch of major like city hubs on that world, but then there were also like highways that connected it, but every connecting highway kind of had its own feel to it. I don't even remember I wrote an article about my time with that game. Am I gonna play that game again? Maybe just to visit? I got other things to spend my time on, but I would. But like, I remember very distinctly the path like north out of Florida, right? Or maybe it was south to Florida, but like it had its own feel to it. It felt like, you know, Floridian highways. And it's just like, oh, this is a connecting area that is unique to the path between these 2 points. And like, so that is a unique connecting path to discover. So that one is fine, but then you don't use that same style of connecting path everywhere out of it, because then when you got to the one on the other side leaving, it would not be novel anymore, you know? It's not just about having things to discover, it's about having novel things to discover. That's why a game like, I never played the original Crackdown, which I know a lot of people speak highly of, but like everything that sort of followed in that path of like, you know, collect 100 orbs, or even like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts was making fun of Banjo-Kazooie and the collectathons in itself, because it was talking about, hey, you know, finding a Jiggy is cool, or like solving the puzzle to get to Jiggy is cool, but getting the Jiggy isn't cool. It's not fun or interesting if it's just another Jiggy to collect. It's just like, what was the unique thing you did to get it? That's the interesting part. And it's like, when you're creating a world and you're filling it with stuff to discover, you have to make sure all of that stuff is interesting. And it pays to it pays to pull out repetition, right? Repetition isn't necessarily fun. Repetition can be good, repetition can be wanted, but repetition isn't the fun of discovery. And I think that's an important distinction. How did I get on this path of this? Oh, talking about doorways. Right, so the idea is like, if you... That's why I think like Super Mario World like isn't like an open world game, but it doesn't need to be, because you don't Why was that room secret? Wait, why was that room secret? Wait, what? That seemed like the way I had to go to get the blue key, because there were no other doors available to open. Did I miss something about the structure of this level? Because I was busy talking about abstracting connecting paths? Is this going to be a secret exit? Wait. Chex Max. No. That's this bridge, though. Okay. Or I will say, you know, I have my own gripes with Dark Souls, but, or like I didn't play enough Demon Souls to really say anything super smart on the subject, and by ways of comparison. But that was sort of the thing about Dark Souls, right? Is that it was like an open world, in that it was kind of Metroidvania, in that it was a lot of like paths that connect, and you open up shortcuts, and you have some hub areas, and some are just pathways that you go down. But the idea that they're all connected, the way that Demon Souls, you sort of teleported to the different locations, but there were starts and there were ends to those locations, and they were levels that you sort of beat. Whereas Dark Souls was much more fluid. Hi. Dark Souls was a much more fluid connection between areas that was not broken up, so it made it a connected world, if not an open world. But at the same time, that's the difference, right? Because there were no, like, maybe that's the difference between a connected world and an open world. I think connected worlds may be stronger than open worlds, because an open world is gonna have dead spots. A connected world is going to have your interesting bits with like handcrafted hallways to those interesting bits, and those handcrafted hallways can be made interesting. Like how much of a Skyrim, or even a Breath of the Wild, how much of that game is like vertical surfaces to convince you that there's nothing interesting here, to sort of push you towards the interesting paths? It's like, it's and then if somebody does go through, you know, the work of getting up those vertical hills or whatever, then you kind of have to give them some sort of reward at top, to then to you know, say like, hey, you put in a lot of effort to do this, here, fine, here's something for your effort. But then that means you're rewarding behavior which isn't necessarily fun, and it's like, now you're rewarding me for doing the annoying thing and going away from the stuff you handcrafted. And it's just like, so it's like, okay, is it a dead zone, or is it now a thing that I need to explore even though it's not fun to explore? So it's just like, you know, in fixing your dead zones, you kind of like, you had these dead zones, and in fixing them, you sort of made the whole thing worse, or made the whole thing more of a drag, as opposed to, so a connected world, you just can't go up those mountains. They're not climbable. They're just sheer, and you just follow the path, and there is no mountain to climb. The mountain might be there, but you can't climb it. It is inaccessible. Actually, you're on a path. But then that's kind of better, because then people stay with the interesting things, and they still go around, and like, you can do a connected world with the non-linearity of an open world, because you have the hub, and it's like, all right, which zone am I going to go explore first? But you could explore any zone first, you know? Now I have a red key, and there's a place to use a red key, which I guess is up there. How do I get up there? And why was the yellow key in a secret zone still? The really weird thing is you notice that in talking about like open worlds, I have not actually mentioned GTA. I'm somebody who's played like 600 hours of GTA Online at this point. I'm not saying it's great. I will say that there are, like, I am still playing that game and discovering that there are places, locations that in 600 hours I have never visited, or at least never noticed, and that's... Oh! Okay! That's just a wall. That's just a wall that you have to know to walk straight through. But it told me because an enemy came out of nowhere. Only on one side. Huh. Maybe it would have been on the map if I had looked at the map, but I didn't. And you are not in this zone for very long to need to... And it's so simple, you wouldn't need to check the map here. It tells you what to do. Jump out the dang window. GTA. But yeah, like that... GTA Online is weird, right? Because like it does have a lot of dead zones, but it's also very good at saying ooh, that one's backwards. It's on the inside. I feel like GTA Online has been very good at being like, yes, it's an open world, but between having the roads, which are, you know, your prescribed path, your path of least resistance. Also, you're not flying, you're not climbing, you're just driving in that game. So it's just like, here's kind of the path you need to take because your main mode of ambulation, if you want a $20 word, is driving. It doesn't keep me from driving an F1 car to the top of the mountain. I do love doing that. But in terms of the sort of the tasks and objectives that it sets out for you, oh, all right, put an enemy in one, why don't you? Rude. It's pretty good at saying like, hey, we have an intended path for you, there's a direct path, we're gonna give you like something interesting to do along the way, maybe, or we're going to give you story while you're on the road, or we're going to do, you know, whatever there. Or it has very minimal exploration rewards, so you don't feel like you need to climb to every mountain because it's like, yeah, there might be stuff up there, but you're not really getting anything for it, so you might as well just stick to the fun stuff, which is like, here's the level objectives. Here's the races and missions, which are very much handcrafted, put you at the start, put you at the end, but then you do get that sense of like, because it is built to be an open world, everything is connected, and you can see how you could follow through the entire like in between bit and say like, yes, no, I went from my apartment to the garage, got my car, went to the gun shop, got loaded up on guns, and then drove to this place, which is where the mission starts. But it's just said, here's what car, what guns, here you go, get to the mission start, and it abstracts it for you, but like it makes the explicit transition there possible, but it knows you don't need it, and it just says, no, you start here, you have what you want, and then here's our crafted mission, and you go and you do it. I forget what my point was. Boy, that was a whole lot to just fizzle out on. Open worlds. So I think that's why I don't really bring that up as a complaint, because they sort of realized that they were building an open world. They wanted to build an open world. They wanted to build an impressive open world, but they sort of knew what the weaknesses of open worlds are and just said, yeah, all right, we'll build the open world, but forget about that part. They built an open world, but then they don't necessarily treat it like an open world, and in a weird way I think it's better for that. Whereas something like Skyrim, like, they built an open world and they kind of treat it like an open world, and I'm just like, nah, can we... It kind of goes back to busy work. Like there are parts of an open world that in the past we might have abstracted them because of like hardware limitations, but now we would want to abstract them because otherwise it's like busy work, or it is too much work to make something that is actually like unique connective moments, you know, that are like handcrafted and still interesting and novel. It's okay to make Mario World games. They're good. But the world and the overworld map are part of what makes it so good. Just having a sequence of levels or just a menu that you select your level from, that breaks my heart in a weird way. Because that is like the most... That's like the worst of both worlds. Either you just have like arcade style, level to level to level to level, chain, you always start at the beginning and you end when you die or beat it. And then you do like what I started talking about here, was like you sort of like suggest the connective section between them, but then leave it out, but leave enough like evidence so that players can draw their own narrative line there. Or you do the sort of overworld map thing, and like here's our, because an overworld and like the Mario World style is just a menu of levels, but it is narratively depicted in a sense. You're not just picking a level off the list, you're picking a level off of a map, and you're watching pathways and you're seeing interesting things happen. Like, I think it was Smash Brothers Wii U. Okay, follow me here. Smash Brothers Wii U had their like single player challenge mode, which was a sequence of levels with unique challenges and basically just like a menu that you pick them from, but it wasn't a linear menu list. They sort of formatted it like a web of like a web, like a weird non-linear flowchart kind of thing. So like, you know, you might complete one node, but then two nodes come off that and you get to pick, and it's like, okay, which one's a bonus, which one's this, which one's sort of going towards the end. But it was still abstracted. It was just like, you know, squares and lines, like a like you would see like a very descriptive flow, a very sterile flow chart that just says like, yes, here are the things we're talking about and trying to describe. How come my big chunky Chexman can squeeze through little grates like this? And so, why is this? Because that's the back side of this room. Oh, that's weird. This whole wall is super flat, and you can see where it gets chunky on the wall on this side, because that square of misaligned texture is the size of the room behind the wall. Interesting. Interesting to me. And perhaps nobody else, perhaps you, now that I've pointed it out. I don't know. But it was presented still as sort of like a sterile flowchart that just said like, yeah, no, here are the levels, and here are the ones that you have available, and here are the ones that you can go to, and when you beat one, here's what changes and opens up, yada yada yada. And it was kind of like whatever about it. Then... And they kind of like leveled that up in Chex Department of Sanitation. Yeah, Chex. Like, yeah, branded game, but like, did you mean to be full like Megacorp Dystopia? Chex company brand? What do you call it? I don't have Smash Switch. I don't even have my own Switch. the Souls mode, the Tale of Swords and Souls, Sword Boys and Soul Girls. Sweet Soul Sister, don't wake, no, Let Mama Sleep. Let Mama Sleep is the name of that song off the Jet Radio soundtrack. Woo. Okay, now I've hit too much coffee, I think, maybe. Smash. The like Souls mode is basically that exact same thing that they did in Wii U, which is here is a sequence of levels that you unlock in a mostly linear, maybe sometimes non-linear order, and you have to go in this way because this is where the stairs are to the upper level. Got it. I don't like sewer levels, just like in general. This one's fine so far. I do appreciate like the NES Ninja Turtles, Ninja Gaiden style, like super tiled everything while also being super saturated. This is a green and blue sewer, not a brown sewer. Souls mode. And they made it into like an actual like overworld map, and they put that sense of geometry and they put a sense of space to it that further removes it, or that like further gives you more suggestive connective tissue, even though functionally it is still just like a non-linear node graph that you're selecting individual levels off of, but saying, no, it's a map and we're traveling and it's an adventure and there are ways, like here is a suggestion of how these things are connected to each other, even if it's just by like physical space and travel time in between them. But that goes a long way. Here's the thing, presentation goes a long way. It's like in cooking, like restaurateur, it's like you can make food taste better by giving it a better presentation. And like, does it actually taste better? No, but taste is subjective. Taste is something that you experience. So the only way to measure it is by experience and by, self-reporting. And people will report the same food plated in a prettier way tastes better. So maybe looking at it as an experiential rather than objective thing, yes, food that looks better will taste better, because without the perceptive experience of tasting it, there is no such concept as taste. Food does not have a taste until tasted. Is food quantum? Quantum food. Am I hungry? What's up? Hang around here often?
How's the Chex?
Slightly stale. Or it could just be because I got no milk in it. Ah! I want to go play Smash Brothers now. No, I don't want to play Smash Brothers. I want to play that, like, map mode. I want to play that sort of, like, narrative mode. What I could go play that might scratch that itch is, video game, also a Tale of Swords and Souls, Sword Calibur. No, Soul Calibur 3, when they had the Chronicle of Sword Souls? Secret Door. I hate sewer levels. What do I have? Blue and yellow. There's yellow. Let's go do that. Can we get up here? Yes, good. Ah. Their little barks, I think, are actually really adorable. I'm glad we're only sending them home and not killing them. Swords and souls, yes. Cause that, whoa, really, we doing this, huh? That kind of did the same thing where it said, hey, here is basically just like a sequence of levels and fights, which the classic way of doing it is like the MK style. We have made a, we have a tower, and you're going up the tower, and each rung on the tower is a fight. You do the same thing, but you, well, no, so that's the thing. So that one is honestly like functionally way more elaborate than what the Smash Brothers have done in this situation, right? Because that one, there is an actual like meta level game that you need to play to you're putting your you're doing a strategy thing. There's nodes to defend. There's yeah, all y'all get it. You're defending nodes, you're commanding units. There are verbs that you are afforded on. There are verbs and choices for you to make on the sort of menu screen, more than just which fight am I going to have. Is this do anything? Walk through every grate is what I'm learning about Chex Quest Episode 2, Crisis in Chextopia, whatever it's called. Laboratory. Whoa! Right, this is the last level of this episode. Right. I don't know if you can torch yourself with the rocket torture. Oh, them big! They ain't got them feet, though. I know about video games. You save your coolest guns and dump them on the boss. You defeated a Maximus. All right, thanks. Oh, there was something in the back I didn't see. You Zorch the remaining Flemoids who had gathered in the sewers. Chex City has been saved. It seems that the Flemoid threat has finally ended. 10 years passed in peace and prosperity, but the Flemoids were not defeated, and their desire to control the nutritionally rich cereal dimension has not diminished. They have gathered all of their forces, opened a gigantic interdimensional rift in space, and now a great ball of slime is headed straight for the cereals' planet. Get ready for Chex Quest 3 Invasion! Which we're going to jump into. The Soul Calibur Sword Soul Chronicle mode added an extra level of game, and when you think about it, that's not even what, like, kind of the end result is that you still like have fights, like unique fights that you're going to have, maybe pick to have. It's going to be non-linear. You may not, get the same sequence of fights every time you play. But it adds like a whole nother game to it. That's one where it is functionally, it is more than just a menu. There's an actual game to that part. Food tasting better. The whole thing is like, functionality doesn't have to change, but you can change the experience by changing the presentation. An overworld map is a list of levels, but it is so much better than a list of levels because of like little things around the edges that it can suggest in doing so, And it just stays here, right? Yeah. All right. New game. Let's go for invasion. Let's do it. I'm out of loud brain juice. Loud brain juice? Can I put that on a mug? Can I put that in a mug? I can put loud brain juice in a mug. Okay. 10 years after the last level, we're in Central Command. And I guess we've just landed here, huh? Okay. See, that's what I mean. Little things, just being like airlock ship. Maybe if it's the ship, it's the only one who color matches your outfit color. That's all you need. I could put this together without even doing it. It's just like, no, yeah, we just landed here. All right, good. Oh boy. You turn and the first thing you see is the intruder alert screen. That tells you a lot. If only our biggest threat was a big ball of slime, you know what I'm saying? Right, so, okay, so this is the... Okay, this is a big room. This is like an exciting room. This is a room that looks so much structurally different from what we've seen before. Because again, there were 11 years between the last level and this level. And I think part of it isn't just like 11 years of like developer experience, but 11 years of tool development as well. Gotcha, Chief. Oh, it's I just said it's a move. I'm gonna guess that opened the middle door right here. All right. Hey, blue key. This is a pretty good level so far. Just look at all the roundness. Just look at the smaller steps, more props. I'm gonna guess that means that all of this, God, that's sort of like, that's good. That is like thematically Chex, but it's way more subtle. I did not notice it until I saw the rings, which in Chex Mix that would be like the round pretzel rings. All right. Yep. No, this is a new place. Stellar cartography. Yo, let me tell you, this cartography, stellar. Whoa, whoa. I love this space room. Hey, can I this? If I still played Animal Crossing, this is basically what I would aim for. I kind of appreciate that they went for the you basically have like one medium-sized encounter with your standard Zorcher, the sort of pistol equivalent, and then they immediately give you the whoa! I fell out of a galaxy. Again, if only. Does that mean I can walk through this one? Wow. No. Okay. That's good. They show you can walk through the galaxy, and if you turn around and realize that that's what you've done, then you see, hey, here's another one, and you just learned you can walk through galaxies. That's good. That is good. Man. And this cartography is stellar. Wow, even custom doors that have the stars on them. We could probably get up there somehow, huh? Is there like a secret way out of this room? How do we get over there? Maybe we'll end up back there at some point. Did I get the yellow key? Yes. If not, this is just more like already a way more elaborate level. These textures are more elaborate. Look at these floors. I like a lot of the texture work that they're doing here. I like the tile look. I like the grate look. I think it looks great. I'm okay. Everything's way more round than it ever was in the last one. Hey, when my understanding is like for original Doom, like 90s era Dooms, when you were making a map, you were basically drawing levels by just writing coordinates into a big spreadsheet. And that doesn't sound fun. Like, yeah, I'm not surprised you would stick to like big, clear, flat shapes and do everything like that. And not mess with trying to do evenly curved surfaces. Oh, what a nightmare. Oh, that's, I guess, a big ball of slime that landed. Great, fantastic, I love it. But yeah, look, everything is like, everything is slightly bent. Okay. Keep an eye, I want to know if this texture appears anywhere else. Because if they made it just here, just a single-use texture, that would be... Okay, no, I think this is all the same texture. Still, like they are working on like a much more detailed scale, I think I would say. Alright, now we're up here. What? Oh, that's that lift still happening. Wow, and the 3 tiers to this level. This is much more elaborate than anything. But so here's the part that I'm sort of worried about. It's kind of what I was talking about back on the first level we played today, right? Where like they kept the sort of modeling detail to a minimum and then offloaded a lot of the work to the texturing detail, which was sort of like a lot more unified and a lot more flexible, because you can just draw a thing. Here's the cool part, you can just draw a thing. But like look at the modeling of these. So I am a little worried might be the tone, that they are going to have made that similar sort of observation lounge. Not like a whoa, okay. They may have shifted their like design focus to say like, hey, now that we can work with the geometry much easier than we could in the past, have they... It is so dark in here. Wait, that's night vision. Perfect. Wow, multiple different screens broken. Oh, it's an observation deck. Oh, the command center just gets slammed directly by the ball of goo, and now it's leaking in. That'd be pretty hilarious. Go over there, shoot them. Yeah, got it. But look at all of these custom screens. This is... They're still doing a lot of texture work, so I'm not like that worried. But there's kind of this concept of like, oh, it's so much... This is the... Okay, we're here. This is the other one I was looking at. Oh, maybe now you're supposed to notice it if you come through here with the glasses on. That's cool. That's rad. I love it. Where's the red door? Red door's there. So we want to... We want to have gone back through the teleporter that we went through before. Okay, we can go through the yellow and work our way around. It's fine. Or because the idea was like, when you're working with just the textures, you can say like, all right, we can put anything we want into this room as long as we can sort of like display it flat or embed it into the walls or whatever. And you can really focus on what do we put in this room to make it readable as a room we want. Once you get to like, oh, we can do so much more. Well, hey, you're new. Once you get to like, hey, we can do so much more with the geometry itself, then you start trying to do everything in geometry. And then do you hit that same point of saying like, okay, well, we've hit something that we can't do in geometry. Do you then just not do it because you can't do it in geometry? Or can you remember, hey, we have this fallback, which is just slap it flat onto the wall? That's what worries me when I see so much more geometry and more detailed geometry. Like just look at the sort of beams here. Look at all of the roundness. Look at that's a real squish computer screen, but the texture still works really well. They thought about where to split the objects on that texture to make that work, even though it's clearly just the other texture, Mad Magazine style folded in. It still works, huh? I'm not saying I'm not impressed. I'm saying I'm cautiously optimistic. This room that we keep revisiting from different floors it's a much more elaborate like design for a level like this, and a walk exit. Okay, and there are more secrets to find. Okay, but they're still doing so much texture work that like clearly they're remembering their roots. Like that's the thing. Like, because that was part of the whole Chex thing, right? Is that it's like, hey, we're gonna, maybe license the DooM engine, or I don't know, 97. I don't know when the DooM engine got like open sourced, and we started getting ZDoom and everything like that. I don't think it was 97. But the idea is, it's like, hey, we may be using this DooM engine, but we don't have any of the rights to any of the DooM assets. So, yeah, we're rebuilding the whole game. We're like, every texture is going to be new. So when you're already sort of, knee deep in, we're gonna have to make 100 textures anyway. I imagine it's hard to forget that you can make textures to do something else, Huh. United Cereals. Oh my gosh. So are the people cereals? Oh, those aren't shooting stars. That's globs from the big slime ball landing everywhere. That's a good detail in the skybox. I wonder if we're going to see that skybox again, or if it's just like that skybox. Oh no, we will. We'll be out here because of that balcony, but like, I like that. Zooped. I'm sorry, Zorched. Right. I probably don't have to be worried because, and this is definitely kept up. Oh no, this is. Okay, wait. Is this a text? Are these textures from 1 and 2, or are these revived? I think these are just those textures again. Good. I like I like when. I'd also be fine if it just was straight reused, but or I would also be fine if it was like revised or enhanced in some way, like a revised version of the original. But I kind of like the constraint of using the original textures as is, but finding like new ways to use them and giving yourself the constraint that like all the new stuff you make has to make it so the old textures don't feel out of place. You know, you have to match style with the old stuff. I love that constraint. Yeah, no, this is definitely a United Nations style. They really went hog wild with these round rooms, huh? I have a blue key, which is what got me. Oh, we can go straight out the back? Is there something I'm missing? I'm definitely sticking to something here. This is a new door. Okay. Chex 1. I would love to see what they did with the museum at this level of design and building. Oh! Okay, this isn't that same outside, but this is adjacent. I love the hint of antenna up there. I wonder if we're going to be up there in a minute. Nope, that's just going to teleport us around here. It could have been a hallway. They made it a teleporter. I don't get it. Goodbye. I don't use teleporters that much. I am the kind who would rather just, if you could build a hallway, then build it by a hallway. Like, unless you're like intentionally trying to disorient, but in a game that has a map you can pull up at any time, that's sort of hard to do. Aha, that's gonna lead back to there. So gonna get somewhere over here. We want to go first to get a key, and then that's the shortcut back there. There we go. All right, simple rooms. I keep trying to scroll out the map and switching weapons instead. That's fine. That's fine. Oh. Can I not move fast enough? Okay. Right. Seek our way back. Now we're here, and we have the yellow key. I feel like that's also like a cleaner way to do this kind of geometry than we would have seen in the earlier levels. Because, like, you know, the steps are long enough that it hits the vertical texture on nice splice points, so it looks clean. What is this? This isn't necessarily a classroom. See? It's got me so worried, because here are... Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, and this goes up to this. Hey, we're up here. Oh, I'm happy to be up here. This is the only place to go, right? So I'm gonna get a red key at the end of this. Yeah, here's the balcony. Good, those are adjacent, those are connected, I like that. Which again means that that was a mandatory secret area. So was it really secret? I mean, it was secret, it was kind of hidden. So again, you see, that's got me kind of worried because they built the lockers in 3D instead of just plastering them on the wall. But they were also had a... Oh, hey, that guy finally got here. But also there was a reason, because they moved, they were a unique piece of geometry in that way. Chex Metro. I need to write that down as a contact name. Chex Metro. Okay. Ooh, you can't go backwards. So are we now on a train? What was that supposed to be like the station and we just got on a train? Because I'm thinking of... Yes, we're now on a train. Because I for a second there I was worried about when we did Winter in the City? That was a month ago. Oh, that was a month ago. When we did that one and had that like very detailed outside of the train station, train platform, train tunnel, all of that. This certainly has chairs and the good use of the moving wall textures out there. That did not necessarily read like a station, but it said Metro. And then we got into a tube. From the inside, this reads like a train. The transition was a little weird, but this definitely here now feels like a train. Wow, we're just gonna do this a few times, huh? See, and so this is like, now we're getting back to it. Like, cool, we've seen the train. Give me one long car and then like a car that's missing the back half. That was a little bit more repetitive. Like maybe there's something to the idea that the person who has to build the levels isn't necessarily the person who should get to pick the pacing of the levels. Ah, they're making kissy noises at me. Are we good? Here at Via Chex. Oh, okay, yeah, that's supposed to be a train car. I did not necessarily read those as windows into a train. Also, it's very tall. Also, it... I mean, you do have to make it touch the ceiling if you can go inside of it. I guess it barely reads, but yeah. The sort of yeah, same sidewalk texture, but the sort of like breaks in front and texture of these buildings makes it feel much makes it feel like it has much more variety. The city streets in the last episode very samey, had that very like we made this entire town out of concrete single material kind of feel to it. Do I want to touch it? Probably not, right? This is like just a room. Oh, hey. Now I don't have to deal with him later. Although the twisting alleyways and like backways into buildings is nice. Oh, these are real doors. These are real buildings you can go into. Wow, that's a good trick then, because that means that's the ceiling, but that means that's the ceiling because that's a real room. But, or at the very least, right above the door, you know that is the height of the ceiling. Can you only go into the tallest buildings, and then the ones that are just for breaking are shorter? That is very well done. I need to remember that technique. Only go into the tallest buildings, huh? So, here, I'm going to touch it with the ball. Right down here. The way that you can see those corners, I have trouble getting that right, because if the ceiling comes down in front of one of those corners, the corner disappears. So the idea of like, how do you sort of like checkerboard the heights of the sky to make it so that you see the edges of buildings like that, but then you still have areas that you can go into it's tricky, and I still have a lot of trouble with it, I'll be honest. That's because I knew it was tricky, so I decided to practice things that I was closer to understanding first. But I don't know. I'm still working on DooM maps on like a nearly weekly basis at this point, so I feel like I'm getting a pretty good grip on a lot of things. Still having fun with it too. Okay, did that open something? Did it open something out there? What did that open? Didn't open that. We've been in here, right? Yeah, because that's that. This is this. I still haven't been through here. I cannot go through there. I cannot reach G-Flask. Right, that's our metro. So I still don't have a blue key. Alright, so I guess I have yet to explore everything. And this far. That opens that over there. So we need to rush to get out here, I guess? Were there timing traps anywhere before? I don't think so. This lets us drop down here. Okay. Is that... If I was cultured, would I recognize that statue minus the Chex? Also, these rooms all seem very empty. The overall layout of the town is pretty well done, I would say. Like, you know, it feels like city streets, it feels like an alley. It's not too much, it's enough there to feel like it has it. And then just, you got some rooms. This is only going to be 5 levels, right? Like, this is already 3rd. Huh. Would I want a 3rd episode to be, like, twice as long? Maybe not twice as long, but, like, I don't know. We're finishing this, so we're doing 10 episodes today. Maybe if it was something where, like... Maybe if this was... Maybe if, like, 3 was, like, 8 episodes. But then the correct way to play it was you play 1 and 2 together, and then 3 you play on its own. You know, the Chex Quest machete order, I guess. Something like that. See, they got smarter on that too. Now you can't solve the maze just by looking at the map. You have to actually explore it. Like, it's smarter, but at the same time it's harder, and you want that. It gives it a different vibe, you know? Part of what I've enjoyed about playing these Chex Quests is that they were sort of like simple and frivolous in a certain way, but like we're turning it into like an actual like game over here now. What are we doing? We have like timed doors, and this is a pretty nice room actually. Now that we're up, this is like I feel like that fountain could be bigger, but this is kind of like in The Witness, where there's like the 4 maze puzzles on the ground, and then you go up to the roof and you get to look down on them and solve the puzzles. It's like, hey, feel proud. This is the bull that you just dealt with. All right. No, that's just part of the wall. Oh, and if we hadn't gotten the key, that we might have noticed, like, hey, the key is in the maze. Go back and get it. Not that I've ever... If I was playing on a harder mode where ammo was in shorter supply, maybe I would turn to the chain spork more often. Overkill. I kind of like this little courtyard. It's not that often that you approach a room like this from the top for the first time. I think that might be partially because there's, that enough with the timed doors. I just want to I guess they also thought we're not making a game for children at this point, so they tried to make a real game. As far as like a believable layout, I think this still totally makes sense. I think this is still totally fine. Okay, is this a sewer or a wine cellar? I just want to know, because I've already made myself clear on how I feel about sewer levels. Is that a search propulsion recharge? Okay. Well, this has a good chance to hurt. Again, I don't probably actually need a save, but okay, fine. Yeah, there's like a window. Great. There's a think... No, we can't get back up now. Would have been out there. Kind of where I looked at the wall. Did I just not notice the right thing, or... Will we be back out there and a new staircase will have risen? Grody. Hello. Also, something about this, like the design of this level, or this section even, this like goopy wine cellar reminds me of something I played on Itch at some point. That's the exit. Okay. At least the levels still aren't overstaying their welcome. They're a little more complex in their pathing and in their like challenges, I guess, but still hasn't really been any backtracking. And yeah, kind of like, here's our theme, here's our gag, and it's not that overwhelming of a scope. No individual level has made me tired. Like I'm still happy with this. I'm still ready to play more. Like honestly, maybe you could play all three of these in one sitting without getting tired, which I think is kind of impressive, because like some of the WADs we play, I'm exhausted at the end, and I'm just sitting here playing a game, you know? I actually really like gridded rice and corn style cereals. There you go. Staircase to a door. They started doing it here. Shreddies! That sounds like a Little League team, but for skateboarders. It's like, hey, we got a new batch of Shreddies coming in today. First time on the ramps. First time on their boards. Hey, when is that new Tony Hawk 1+2 remake coming out? I'm kind of I would play that. I am very nostalgic for that property, and it looks like they're doing a good one this time. Hasn't always been the case. I'll be honest, like I had Tony Hawk 3 on the PS2, but like that's the one where I basically checked out of the series. Like I never really got into 3 or Underground or like any of those. Partially because like when you got into the like revert into manual into like flatland tricks, like I like flatland tricks, I still don't know how to do them at all in those games, and like I never picked up on a revert thing, so the people who did get good at that started playing a completely different game from the one that I played, so that kind of kicked me out of it. I kind of felt like, oh, I'm not playing this game anymore apparently, and kind of made me give up. Is that gonna raise a bridge? Ouch. This is just like a cabin, huh? Cute 4-post bed. Can we... Yes, okay, we can go through the whole... Again, this dude, like, must be paper thin for being so wide. Anything with vague slats in it, he can just slide right through. What's going on down there? Hey, again, video games is hard. That's what I'll say. Alright, so we hit a button. I guess we backtrack now? Open a gate. Okay. Oh, watchtower's cute. Like a fire watch tower. Hey, have you heard the good word of there's no fires today? That's my fire watchtower joke. I might try to make some sort of Gatewatch joke, but I already think Magic the Gathering is a joke, so... That's my Gatewatch joke. I guess we're not... I just got a key, right? Where will I use... Having everybody up on these ledges, like... Kind of like just high enough or just steep enough that like I don't feel I can... Snipe them, really? I feel a lot of pressure to like leave those areas in a hurry, but then now I also don't know where I should be going. Yeah, no, there was no buttons in here. I have a blue key. Did I see a blue door anywhere? Maybe. No, because this is that's the start door. Oh. Something in here? Is that watchtower and elevator? Okay, that... See, they use a texture that is not their classic elevator texture. They started speaking a language without telling me that it was changing. Hello. I like how this is in the secret, then we get the window for the key that's over there. Okay, I'm all right with that. I do like how this is sort of tucked in here. Like, I wonder if I would have noticed that space hollowed out when we get to that other area. Why do you look different? Yeah, just because you're different. Alright, that's fine. For no reason. I can understand. Have a good day. Alright, don't got yellow yet. Let's go get yellow! This is a pretty nice park, actually. Wait, is that this ammo I picked up? Yes. Ow. There's the yellow. Oh, so this is the waterfall we were looking at. Okay. That's good, like, that's good landmarking. So you know, I talked about landmarking, giving you stuff that you can see from two different places, so that way you can track your own progress. To help you feel like you've progressed. You stuck? You stuck, little man? Go home. Alright, what is that? Oh, that's just a really big one, I guess. Can we get this done? Yeah, okay, you just touch it. Okay. See, on that and the other elevator, if you're not gonna have your, like, interactable wall texture, then just put a switch near it. That's what I always do. People understand switches. Like, oh, I can push this button. I can throw this lever. And you will always try it. You might not always know, should I touch this wall? Will that do anything? when there are so many walls that you could touch without doing anything, that it's just like, well, I'm not going to try that on everything. Nice clock. The clock holds a secret. It's about time. Did you come out of nowhere, or no? You were outside. Why are these slime boys so pointy? They're tall and lanky and pointy. Chex Lodge. Alright, nice chandeliers. Again, this feels like chin height cat tables, you know? Nice fireplace though. The thing and the thing and the... Alright. I'm glad that they put an enemy there, because otherwise I might not have noticed this little side bit. Oh, what? I don't know why I'm picking on this newest one so much, but like, yeah, I would have maybe put the staircase directly that way so you see that there's a staircase, you see that there's like a zone down there, because this kind of just looked like a dead end until you're all the way around here. Now this is a wine cellar? Do Chex drink wine? That not a no, that sentence I will not accept. That looks like a key, which says to me, use it. See, again, like it's okay if you pick a surface and you make it say, hey, use me. A surface that tells you that it is interactable, but it is... That sort of begs the question, right? Like, what surface... What texture on a surface is... What reads as interactable? Usually just like a switch, right? Like... Wait, so again, this was a mandatory secret area. Why did they keep doing that? Wrong way. Like, it's fine, but... Oh, it's a nice wood door with the axis only. Yeah, they did a lot of new textures for this. Like, I think they made more textures for this episode than they made for... like the first two episodes combined. Whoop. Ooh, that's the slime ball that we saw in the on the screen in the first level. We're there. We're at that place. That's cool. I didn't necessarily expect that we would go here. I thought that would just be some deep lore. But this is level 4, right? So that means level 5 is we're going to go in there and... Oh, we're going to be in a slime cube for the last level. I don't know why I'm getting so many Duke vibes off of this. This definitely feels like when we played Duke 3D on however many weeks ago that was. And how little has changed in the meantime. But the way that in that last level, like, you keep working down to the alien spaceship, and you go inside to have the fight, we're kind of just doing the same thing, except instead of making those alien bastards paying for smashing up my ride, we're going into a giant slime ball. Wow, this is a really big spiral. Like, in terms of number of steps and number of corners over here, this is an impressively big spiral. Again, is that cool, or is it just, hey, we have to go a really long way? If we're about to approach the boss, you could say that that's, I'd be happy to say that it's like, yeah, no, that's the length of the walkway up to it is building tension to the final fight, right? Level end? No. Yes. I don't know how I feel about those. I like doing those too, that you have a level end that is you're walking in and then it ends, but like it also kind of feels like a juke, right? Like it's just like, especially something like that where if it had kept curving and you didn't see the door, I would have felt a little better, but I was getting ready to open that door and then it broke that expectation in like a weird kind of way. You could use that to your advantage if you wanted to be like a joke, but that like, or like if you show an enemy, if you see the enemy just barely and then the level ends, that could be kind of a joke because then you don't actually have to deal with it. And so there's like relief in the juke rather than just confusion in the juke. I've always found that it can be fun to evoke confusion in somebody, but if you're trying to make something fun, being confused isn't necessarily fun, you know? Let's go. I'm gonna Zorch everything in here. Gross? Oh, because it's like a regular meteor that they covered in slime. I'm still gonna say gross. Although cool level to end on. We didn't travel anywhere. What did that do? We didn't travel anywhere particularly far, but we're still in like this totally other environment for the end. What? There we go. Finally, a switch that did something. This is a really narrow hallway to put a fight in. Yo, this thing Zorches forever. Okay, I guess all the doors in here work on switches. Ah! Except for that door. I am already so lost. Cool. Oh, that's a different kind of key, isn't it? Okay. Can we please stop it with the time doors? I don't know if time doors have ever been fun. I can appreciate them as a secret when they're optional, but come on now. No actual stairs. Or are they? No, those are... Yeah, these are curved. Huh. They did the DooM curved surface type of thing. That's definitely slanted. Take our... It's a phlegm key? Oh, it's a phlegm key. Ugh. Okay, so that's the case. We're trapped on this side and have to fall back down to progress. That's fine. Blue phlegm key, which would be here. Not that one. Also not that. Hey. That seemed to open something up. Oh! Alright, finally, monster closets. 15 levels in, we finally got a monster closet. So... But this opens this door. So do we... want this one finally? Oh my god. What are we doing here? Okay. The one that doesn't make noise because it's hidden behind another door. I guess that makes sense. That worked by DooM sound logic. DooM engine audio logic? No, sound. Sound is like a concept in the engine. Sound travels, sound crosses doors and barriers. Oh! I was gonna say, this seemed maybe too simple. Phlegmoids go home. Phlegmoids do not interact with this account. If I see in your bio that you're a phlegmoid, I will block. I will block immediately. Not the same as the main room. Oh boy. I mean, this ain't slaughter map levels, but they definitely had said to themselves, how do we make this one a boss fight, huh? No, we got that already. Are we just full up on everything? No ammo counter. This way? So, this way. Okay, a button that faces the thing that it affects. Good, the yellow phlegm key. Ugh. Excuse you. Alright, so now we take the path all the way back to the hub. That side we can open it from. Inconsistency, that's the thing that's getting to me about it. These dudes. Oh, hi. Oh, this is like their bridge, huh? Is that their three-phase plan? Go to Chex planet, brackets, not necessarily Earth. And phlegmatize it, Captain. The one different one. You got the last device. Woot. Oh god, I said woot. Oh, that's finally our BFG. Hey, let me out. Thank you. Well, I just shot a big guy, so I hope there's going to be a bigger guy for me to shoot with the big gun. Big guys fight with big guns. That's just how it works. Also, will it just behave like the BFG, or is it gonna have its own special Chex mechanics? Ah! Oh, these are That's a cute way of doing explosives. I really like that. Those are our exploding barrels? Take that, spaceship. You ain't got no batteries no more, or something. Whoa. Those are lost souls. Okay. This is the last level of this episode. Of this trilogy. Alright. That opens the side doors, I imagine. Red phlegm key. Hey. You have to touch it to get it to get. Yeah, alright, just touch everything, I guess. Get touchy. It's a little thing to complain about, you know? But I feel like I would complain about it and like let us know. Visual language. If touching something will have an effect, you know, help us differentiate between what is worth trying to touch and what is us just like we shouldn't drive ourselves crazy trying to touch everything, because that's adventure game logic, which isn't, you know, super well regarded. It's kind of a joke. You rub everything against everything else. That's adventure games. This has been in a level of Doom, this kind of setup room. It was square, not round, but listen, there's only 7 stories. There's only like 4 kinds of rooms. Yep. Nope. Yep. It's like a Mucinex commercial in here. Copious phlegmoids. Zorch propulsor pack. Listen. Y'all can tell me that you gave the guns different names, but they all Zorch. And, hey, I'm gonna shoot the big gun at that. Big phlegm gets Zorched. Big phlegm got Zorched. All right. Okay. What? Gross. Is that just the end of it? Oh no, here's our pan over. Oh, that face. Oh, I don't necessarily feel good about that face. But we've done it. We've defeated the phlegmoids. That was interesting, playing episodes 2 and 3 back to back like that. 11-year difference between them. Like, I might have liked episodes 1 and 2 better. It's a weird, like, pitfall of learning, right? Is that when you learn new things and new techniques, you try to cram those into everything that you do. You know, it's sort of the excitement of learning something new. It's almost like a piece of the human condition to try and find one ultimate solution, one sort of, like, you know, cure all for every problem. Because that would be so simple, that would be so easy. But they kind of just don't exist, and a lot of times in trying to force that situation, you end up causing other problems or losing better solutions. Or like you will trend to use the technique that solves the most problems, even if it doesn't solve any of them the best way, because using one solution is ultimately easier than trying to implement 2 or 3 or more solutions to deal with each problem individually in the best way. It's an impulse that I think may be worth it to fight, but is hard to fight, and like I don't necessarily blame people for not being able to do that all the time. But the villa was good. The movement to the train was good. They started picking up on, you know, all the stuff I was saying about maps at some point. How long have we been here? A while, huh? Okay. That certainly felt long in my mind. There's a certain charm in taking the simple route when the simple route is more flexible. Or like, you know, when you have a simple flexible solution, if that lets you do more with it, even if you can't do no. So I'm kind of saying the other thing now. When they were relying on the textures to solve most problems, maybe they solved more problems. So by leaning on I don't even know if I would say they leaned on modeling, because they still did so much texture work, and the actual like layouts were pretty much as the UN felt like the UN, the Central Command felt like Central Command, the airlocks were clear, that was a really good like quarry down to a big slime ball. The park felt like a bunch of random landscape, but that's what real parks feel like, so I can't ding it for that. I don't know. I'm actually gonna have to think about this for a while. That movie theater felt real good, but it was definitely like done simpler, but like it's one of those cases where like the better thing doesn't feel as good, and that's one of the hardest things to like really peg down why that happens when it does happen. I'm going to be thinking about this for a while, which is a wild thing to be saying about Chex Quest 1 through 3. But I don't have to do that in front of a microphone. I can do that on my own time and just give you my results when I have them. So I'm going to call it for today. And until next time, I want to remind you there's a lot that I could say. You can tell after today's episode. But wash your hands. Stay home if you can. Help those who don't have the ability to help themselves, especially those who have had the ability to help themselves taken away from them. Those are the people who really need your help. And the rule that underlies all of the other rules is take care of one another. I'll see you some other time. Probably in like a week. That's usually the schedule we keep.